Welcome, everyone. Today, Jim and I are here to discuss something that has the potential to transform your life forever: the difference between a rich and poor mindset. Now, we're not just talking about money here. We're talking about how you think about life, opportunity, success, and challenges. The truth is, wealth isn't just what's in your bank account, it's a state of mind. It's the way you approach the world and what you believe is possible for you. That's what separates those who thrive from those who merely survive.
Absolutely, Tony. You see, a poor mindset is not about the lack of resources. It's about the lack of resourcefulness. A person with a poor mindset looks at their circumstances and sees only limits. I don't have enough money, I don't have time, I don't have the right connections. Sound familiar? But the rich mindset? That's entirely different. It's expansive. It looks for opportunities, not obstacles. It says, how can I make this work? What can I do today that will move me one step closer to my goal? That mindset-rich thinking is where success starts.
Let's break this down a bit. Your mindset shapes your reality. If you believe you're destined to struggle, if you think life is unfair, or that success is only for a select few, then guess what? That will be your reality. You'll find proof everywhere that supports your belief. You'll find evidence that says, I'm stuck, and that will be enough for you to stay in the same place year after year. But those with a rich mindset, they see abundance where others see lack. They believe that with enough focus, energy, and passion, they can create the life they desire. It's not about waiting for things to happen, it's about making things happen.
Tony's right. I love the phrase, you become what you think about. It's an old concept, but it's as true today as it ever was. Your thoughts are like magnets. They attract circumstances, people, and outcomes into your life. Now, if you're constantly thinking, I can't do it, or that's not for me, guess what? The universe will respond with circumstances that match that energy. A person with a poor mindset is always focused on scarcity. They're afraid to spend money because they believe they'll never have enough. They don't invest in their growth because they think it's too risky. And so their life remains small, confined by their thoughts.
Exactly. The rich mindset, though, is about playing to win instead of playing not to lose. If you want to build wealth, whether it's financial, emotional, or spiritual, you've got to think expansively. That doesn't mean being reckless, it means being strategic. You have to take calculated risks, invest in yourself, and always look for ways to grow.
Let's talk about choice for a moment. I believe that one of the most powerful tools you have is your ability to choose. You can choose your mindset. Every day you wake up and you decide how you're going to approach the world. Are you going to look for the problems? Or are you going to seek out the solutions? A poor mindset says, I don't have any choices, but the rich mindset knows that there's always a choice. Even in the worst circumstances, you can choose your attitude, your response, and your next step.
Jim, you're spot on. I always tell people it's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. That means every single choice you make, from how you spend your time to how you invest your money, either moves you closer to or further away from the life you want. A poor mindset makes decisions based on fear, scarcity, and immediate gratification. It's always looking for the quick fix, the easy way out. But a rich mindset, it thinks long-term. It asks, how will this choice impact my future? It's willing to delay gratification because it knows that the real rewards come from persistence and patience.
Here's something I've observed over the years. A person with a poor mindset looks at opportunities and sees obstacles. They say, that's too hard, or what if I fail? But the person with a rich mindset looks at obstacles and sees opportunities. They ask, what can I learn from this, or how can I turn this challenge into an advantage? The difference isn't in the situation, it's in the perspective. The same event can happen to two people, but their reactions will be completely different based on their mindset.
Let me tell you something powerful. The greatest people in history, the ones who have achieved extraordinary success, they didn't do it because they had easier lives. They did it because they faced challenges and said, I will find a way. They didn't let setbacks define them. They let their mindset, their drive, and their vision for what was possible define them. Think about it. Are you letting your obstacles control you, or are you using them as fuel to push forward? That's the difference between living in fear and living with passion. The rich mindset takes every obstacle and turns it into a stepping stone.
So, How do you develop this rich mindset? It's a process, and it starts with awareness. You have to become aware of your own thoughts, your own patterns of thinking. Are they serving you, or are they holding you back? The next step is to shift those thoughts. Instead of saying, I can't, start saying, how can I, instead of focusing on what you don't have, start focusing on what you do have and what you can build from there.
Yes, and it's about feeding your mind every day with what will help you grow. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to think bigger. Read books that inspire you. Listen to podcasts or attend seminars that push you beyond your comfort zone. A poor mindset is fed by negativity, by doubt, and by fear. But a rich mindset is nurtured by possibility, by vision, and by action. Every single day, you're either feeding one or the other. The question is, which one are you going to feed?
It's also about taking action. You can't just sit around waiting for the rich mindset to magically appear. You have to cultivate it through action. Set goals. Take risks. Learn from your mistakes. Every time you push yourself to do something new, something challenging, you're building that rich mindset.
And let's not forget discipline. A rich mindset requires discipline. It's easy to get excited about success. It's easy to get motivated in the moment, but motivation fades. Discipline is what keeps you going when the excitement wears off. Discipline is what ensures you stay on track, even when things get tough. A poor mindset will give up the moment things get hard, but a rich mindset, it pushes through. It's willing to do what's necessary, even when it's uncomfortable, because it knows that success is on the other side of that discomfort.
Discipline is key, Tony. I always say we must all suffer one of two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. The person with a rich mindset embraces discipline because they know it's the path to freedom. It's not about being rigid or strict for the sake of it. It's about understanding that every small disciplined action compounds over time to create massive results. You can't build wealth without consistency, and you can't achieve greatness without discipline. Let me tell you something. The poor mindset looks for shortcuts. It wants the reward without the effort, the gain without the pain. But the rich mindset knows that nothing truly worthwhile comes easy. It's ready to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term success.
That's right. A rich mindset isn't about instant gratification, it's about the marathon, not the sprint. It understands that the actions you take today are laying the foundation for the success you'll experience tomorrow. You've got to be willing to invest time, effort, and resources now to create the future you want. And here's the kicker: a poor mindset spends time and money. A rich mindset invests time and money. It's all about where you put your energy. Are you spending your time scrolling through social media, or are you investing that time learning new skills, building relationships, or working on your goals?
Another key factor in shaping your mindset is your environment. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, it's true. If you surround yourself with people who have a poor mindset, who are always complaining, always blaming others, always focusing on what's wrong, you're going to start thinking that way too. But when you surround yourself with people who think big, who take responsibility for their lives, who are always looking for ways to grow, that's going to rub off on you. A rich mindset is contagious, just like a poor mindset is.
Yeah, Jim. Your environment is everything. If you want to transform your life, you've got to first transform the people and the situations you expose yourself to. You see, most people underestimate just how much their environment impacts them. The media they consume, the conversations they have, the habits of those around them, all of these things are influencing their mindset every single day. That's why I'm so big on immersing yourself in a growth-oriented environment. Whether that's through mentorship, seminars, or masterminds, you've got to put yourself in places where the standard is higher than what you're used to. That's how you grow.
Another crucial element of a rich mindset is the commitment to lifelong learning. One thing I've learned in my own life is that knowledge is power, specifically applied knowledge. People with a poor mindset often stop learning as soon as they leave formal education. They think I've done my time, I don't need to learn anymore, but a rich mindset knows that education is a lifelong process.
That's gold, Jim. One of the keys to wealth, whether it's financial or personal, is constant growth. The moment you stop growing, you start dying. People with a rich mindset are always hungry for more knowledge, more insights, more understanding of the world around them. They read, they listen, they ask questions, they know that the more they learn, the more they can earn. And I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about earning fulfillment, earning the ability to contribute, earning the chance to live life on their terms. A poor mindset stays stagnant, stuck in the same old routines because it believes there's nothing more to learn. But a rich mindset is curious, it seeks out wisdom, and it's humble enough to know that no matter how much you think, there's always more to discover.
Yes, and it's not just about gathering information, it's about putting that information into action. You can read 100 books on success, but if you don't apply what you've learned, it's just intellectual entertainment. A rich mindset is about taking action. It's about implementing what you learn and letting those lessons transform your life.
One of the most powerful differences between a rich mindset and a poor mindset is the concept of abundance versus scarcity. A poor mindset operates from a place of scarcity. It's always worried that there's not enough to go around, whether it's money, opportunities, or even love. Scarcity thinking makes people hold on tight to what they have, afraid to let go, afraid to invest, afraid to share. But a rich mindset, it operates from a place of abundance. It knows that there's more than enough for everyone. It believes that success isn't a limited resource, and when you help others succeed, you create even more success for yourself. People with an abundance mindset give freely of their time, their knowledge, their resources, because they know that what they give will come back to them tenfold.
That's a beautiful point, Tony. The poor mindset says, if I win, someone else has to lose, but the rich mindset knows that life is not a zero-sum game. There's enough success to go around. When you focus on abundance, you attract more of it into your life. And here's something important: abundance doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you choose to focus on what's possible rather than what's lacking. People with a rich mindset aren't blind to challenges, but they see them as temporary, as something to be overcome rather than something to be feared.
Let's talk about responsibility for a moment. A poor mindset avoids responsibility. It blames others for its circumstances. It's the economy, it's my boss, it's my upbringing. People with a poor mindset think life happens to them. But if you're going to cultivate a rich mindset, you need to embrace the belief that life happens for you, not to you. A rich mindset takes full ownership of everything. Even when something goes wrong, it asks, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? People with a rich mindset don't waste time blaming others or feeling sorry for themselves. They take action to change what they can and learn to accept what they can't.
That's one of the greatest lessons, Tony. The day you take 100% responsibility for your life is the day you start creating your future. A poor mindset always looks for someone else to blame. It's the classic victim mentality. But a rich mindset takes control. It says, I am the architect of my destiny. It doesn't mean you can control everything, but it means you take charge of your reactions, your decisions, and your growth.
Yes, and here's the thing: responsibility gives you power. When you take responsibility for your life, you gain the power to change it. People with a rich mindset understand that every choice they make, no matter how small, adds up to the life they're building. So they take responsibility for those choices, and in doing so, they create their destiny.
So where do we go from here? If you've been listening closely, you might be thinking, okay, I get it. I need to develop a rich mindset. But how do I start? Well, you start by shifting the way you think about yourself and the world around you. You start by focusing on abundance instead of scarcity, on opportunities instead of obstacles, on growth instead of fear.
And you start by taking massive action. Don't wait for the perfect moment to begin, because that moment doesn't exist. Start now, where you are, with what you have. Make a decision today that you're going to adopt a rich mindset, and then take the first step. Maybe that means investing in your personal growth, or maybe it means changing the people you surround yourself with. Whatever it is, commit to it fully.
Remember, the journey from a poor mindset to a rich mindset is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. But every day, with every decision, you're either moving closer to wealth in all areas of life or further away from it. Choose wisely.
You have the power to create the life you desire. It all starts in your mind. So decide right now, are you going to settle for a life of limitations, or are you going to step into a life of abundance? The choice is yours. Make it count.